All right, what's up, YouTube? So I'm gonna walk you guys through the Dellons Castle Rush. Um, Kind of show you what my team's using. I have 5 tries, so hopefully, if we get shafted somewhere, I can at least rerun it to show you guys. Kind of looking at the top people seem to run like um Kyle, Taka. I think one person uses Taka Bidam. I'm using Kyle and Bidam because my Taka is only like T3, while my Bidam is T8. So ideally, it would just be more damage, and he does hit significantly hard. So, this is the gear that I'm using. So for Jin, full crit set, he's at 89. So ideally, the chance of him missing slim. For this one, compared to the magic ones, Biscuit is back on her block set. She's over capped on block with the ring, so she's about 104. And Lena, Lena I have on an HP set. I need to get her on a block set, but I don't farm Oxo that much. I'm just too lazy. But ideally, I will get her on a full block set. So her block rate's only like 48%, but she's on an HP set. So, and now for B Dom, I run him on a attack set. So his bleeds scale off of attack. So I just have him on high attack, and ideally his crit rate should be much higher, but it is what it is. Like I said, the main point is to S1 into the S2 because it detonates these bleed stacks. But like I said, the bleed stacks it's based off the attack. So ideally I'm just stacking as much bleed as possible while on this. So, and he has like a bleed ring. So there's a chance when he basics he'll apply more bleed as well. So, and then Kyle, standard build as well. Avenger set, about 67% crit rate, 234%, 4,000 attack. So, he does a lot of damage. So starting out, you're gonna just want to use your Jin, um, to do as much as possible. So, ideally Jin, and then going into it, go into your biscuit. You can actually go. You can go into your biscuit or your Lena. It really depends. I don't think it really matters, but um, yeah. So hopefully we don't. The only thing with Dylan, you have to be careful. If your team is not geared enough, he can just one shot. That is the main mechanic. And as long as your Jin is geared decently, he should be able to one shot these waves. If he doesn't, don't use a skill. Just like even right there, like just let them finish it off with basic. So with Dellons, he's gonna come in. You're gonna apply your Lena S2. I'll then queue in. I'll queue in this S1 by Bridget. And then from here, we're going to want to queue Kyle. His cooldowns are a bit longer. I think that's the main reason a lot of people kind of still use Taka in some of these runs over Kyle, because his cooldowns are pretty long. So we're gonna want to use his first just to get them out the way, like get them on cooldown as quick as possible. And then now we're gonna queue Bidams. So as you can see, so not bad on Bidam, but like I said, even his basic right there just apply 2 stacks. And then now he's gonna detonate them, and he just did like 400,000 damage. So it's pretty. He does pretty significant damage. I'm not gonna queue in Jin since my team is still pretty healthy. There's no reason to heal right now, and I gotta be careful because Lena can't actually die. So I'll probably just queue in a heal here just to be safe. Pretty much like Bidam also has life still in his kit, so I'm not really too worried about him. Um, and then from here, I'll kind of just run the rotation back again. You can, in some instances, just like skip these two to get the cooldowns again, then run them back and then go through the cooldowns. But in this situation, we're on turn 40. I'll just run it again. So we should be able to at least get one more rotation off here. ideally, like I said, beat arms comes much quicker. So if we didn't have to heal there, like if he hit somebody else besides Lena, I would have skipped the heal and just went into beat arms abilities just for more damage. But I wanted to make sure my Lena didn't die, which is not the end of the world if she does. But so now Kyle goes. Beat arm goes. So that damage is alright. We'll queue in Jin again. So as you can see, this is pretty standard run, to be honest with you. Like I said, if I didn't have to heal, the damage would have been a bit higher because I would have just went into Bidom, then went back into Kyle, but it's okay. How many turns do we have left? Oh, so he actually killed somebody, as you can see there. Now he wiped 2 people. We actually able to get 1 more Kyle ability off, which is kind of big. Like a solid 1.9. It's not bad. Definitely could be much better. For the like I said, Kyle's cooldowns are pretty long in this one. So it's like you kind of want to use them as soon as possible. Ideally, you may not want to buff the second time right away. You might just want to use the abilities, but that kind of depends as well. So, and then I'm gonna try to put together a run. I'm gonna show you guys on a more free to play team. I know pretty much everybody should have Kyle T6, but if you don't, or there's also some people who are still just using like a single DPS like Taka or, even Feng Yen. In some cases, I don't think anybody on the leaderboard is doing it. Like if I go all the way down, so like some people are still using Lee at the bottom. I'm just seeing what other people are using. Some people are just using Kyle, and they're bringing like Rachel. Yeah, some people are. So I'll kind of show you guys just like I'm assuming everybody has Kyle. If not, then you can substitute Kyle for Feng Yen. If you have a Kyle and Taka, you can use Kyle and Taka, or you can use Kyle. You can still use Kyle Bidam. So I'm a big fan of Bidam. Not a lot of people like him. I actually didn't use Rachel, which I'm actually curious now if I should take out my Lena and substitute it with Rachel now that she's T6. I'm actually gonna test that. I'm curious to see what the numbers is on that. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. So I had to switch my Rachel's gear. Well, not switch. I actually took off her block set, which I forgot to do. Well, put it back on. So I just had to throw it back on. Ideally, this would be the same. So I'm curious. I'm gonna testing this out. This is what seems most of the top people are using. This setup, they took Lena out, and then obviously instead of Bidam is Taka, but should be about the same thing. So no Lena for heals, which I'm kind of curious to see how this works. So same thing as before. The only difference is my Rachel does have her skill ups, and she is T6. So this ability is going to hit all 3, and this is going to last for 4 turns instead of 3. So it's going to be the same thing. We're going to come in, just going to use his abilities to clear the first 2 waves. We're going to queue Biscuit's T1. And that not critting is annoying. So Biscuit will queue our T1. We'll then apply Rachel's S2. So boom, that lasts for 4 turns. We'll then go into Kyle. So similar to the last one, we'll go into Kyle. And yeah, so that's kind of how you can just get unlucky if that happens. If Dellons targets one of, like, honestly, if he targets Jin, there's just nothing you can do, unfortunately. So unfortunately, this is just gonna be a bad run. So I'm gonna have to restart it. It doesn't even matter because they're gonna get silenced and I'm screwed. So I really can't wait till they come out with the practice mode for this because I hate the fact that these waste actual runs. So let's try this again. So Jin clears first wave. His second ability, for some reason, I don't know why it doesn't clear. Or maybe I should reverse it. I don't know if that'll make a difference, but... Alright, now we're gonna apply Rachel. So yeah, unfortunately you can't just lose to RNG. I think last week or the week before I got super unlucky where like he literally like wiped my Jin over and over. So I got pretty screwed there. And yeah, this is exactly what I mean, honestly. It's like if he doesn't go for anybody in your front line, you kind of lose for unfortunately. I mean, as you guys if this S2 kills somebody. So we have Rachel's S1 on him, and it's still one-shotted anyway. I there's really I don't know. I'm curious. I'm still not ideal because we can obviously do much higher, but because of that, we're unfortunate. Like I said, I'm really hoping. I think Monday they're supposed to do their showcase. They're supposed to add where you can finally do practice mode for Death Castle. I mean for Castle Rush. So once that comes, I'll actually be able to show you guys different teams and stuff. But because of that, I'm not able to. So, but yeah, that's pretty much this week. Death Castle. Not fun. Probably one of my most least favorites because he always targets the same people for some odd reason. Like never the tanks, always the squishy ones. So yeah, but at least it should get you like possibly just closer to a higher score. But let me know your guys' thoughts. And yeah.